welcome to another episode of Chilada Chats, where we talk spicy commerce. Anyway, so I'm Emma Borkoff, head of marketing with AFIG, and I have Lisa Kinskey with me, and she is the marketing partnership manager at Gatita. And yeah, I don't know, you wanna give a little
like a quick introduction about
whatever you feel like.
Yeah, sure. So like Emma said, I'm the marketing partnerships manager at Gatita. We are the global leader in Amazon FBA auditing and reimbursements. So in short, we help sellers to become more profitable and reinvest into their business, moving the industry forward.
Ooh, love that. That's perfect.
Thank you.
Like that.
I've done this a time or two.
Yeah. I'm thinking all the events.
All the podcasts, very familiar with speaking with people and
doing the things.
Yeah.
I love it. Cool. So before we get started, I like to kind of jump into like a few like rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Just like fun ones, because you look like you're like okay. Spirit animal.
My brain says sloth, but that's actually not correct. Probably more like something super energetic, like golden retriever, maybe.
Okay.
But
why don't your brain say sloth?
I don't know.
You just like sloth.
They're cute.
They're cute.
They're super cute.
Have you ever held one?
No. But I love the video of little baby sloths after their bath being hung out to dry. Have you seen this video?
No.
They give the sloths this like special bath of different like herbs and plants to help with their coat.
Yeah.
And they hang the baby sloth to dry, and they just put them on this like, little clothes rack, and they hang by their little paws.
Oh my god.
Claws, and they
Their
just
little claws.
then they just go meep, 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 and
Oh
they
my
just hang
gosh.
to dry. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I'm gonna have to Google this.
Google it.
Yeah. That sounds wonderful.
It's the best. But probably like a golden retriever or something.
Okay, yeah. I can see that. What is your like dream vacation destination?
Bora Bora.
Okay.
Or the Maldives.
Ooh.
I want to be on one of those floating, like glass bottom, over the water cabins. I want to wake up and touch water. Yes.
Oh
They're
my
probably not
gosh.
like with bungalow maybe?
Yeah, bungalow.
Yeah, one of the floating
Ooh, like and then they have like do they float or are they just like over the water?
One and the same, right?
Well, one is like if it's literally floating on it, and another one is like it's slightly above the water.
Oh no, like
To the water.
like floating on the water.
Wow.
Yeah. That would be
I have a lot of stuff to Google. Oh man, I should switch on my question, but I always like this one. What's your like favorite Halloween costume that you've ever done?
Maybe that I've ever done. Okay, I haven't done it. I'm doing it this year because I'm terrible at planning Halloween.
Ooh.
The
Well, you're on
millennials
top of it.
will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, from
Yeah.
the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Yeah.
Patrick Star, fishnets. That's the outfit. With the shorts.
Oh.
That is the plan. I've been wanting to do this for years and I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Doing it this year.
Amazing.
Like pink morph suit. Gonna make the green shorts. It's gonna be.
Wow. Wait, that's a morph suit. Is it like a blow up? Or no, is that like
No,
full
it's like the full body, like I want to say spandex.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Green Man, like the Green Man, but like pink.
Yes,
Okay.
it's the green man, but pink.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow,
Absolutely.
I love that. Okay, well, why don't we start off on our first hot sauce journey? So these are Yellowbird. Have you had Yellowbird?
No, I haven't.
Ooh, so it is actually an Austin brand. And we love them, like Texas brand. This one is Serrano. So it's like garlic, cucumber, lime buns. You're gonna have a good time.
I am.
It's not gonna be a bad time.
Love hot stuff.
Yeah,
Do you recommend like on the
just-
side or just like kind of
I like
lines
to
of
put it on, like I'll put like a little, and then you kind of just like move down the enchilada.
Awesome.
It's like my tactic,
I'm
but
gonna start
you
with
know,
that.
and this one's like, yeah.
Super
This one
mild.
is not bad at all. So if you have a bad time, then I'm worried, but I'm not worried because
gonna have the best time.
yeah. Okay. Take a second and take a bite.
I used to be awful with spice, and then I had COVID and lost my taste and smell, and then have craved hot sauce ever since I got it back. Don't know.
Whoa. So that's like a recent thing for you.
Within the last 2 years.
Wow. How do you like this one?
It's delicious. I like the acidity. You can taste the. Is there like lime in this?
Yeah.
You can taste the lime. You can taste the Serrano. This is super light. I love this.
Are you like a foodie?
A little bit.
I feel like the way that you are like the acidity, I'm like, yeah, but tasty.
Yeah. I feel like I watch a lot of, I watch Hot Ones. I'm so excited to do this. Living on my Hot Ones dreams. I'm thrilled to see the final hot sauce. But I also watch the Try Guys channel, if anybody watches that.
No.
And they do a lot of food videos. And specifically, there's the series called Eat with Keith, where he eats everything at a fast food restaurant. And he's trying to describe it to the audience, and you can't just say like, yum, it's good. It's like, it's really like juicy and I'm forgetting words already. It's like the opposite of sweet, savory. It's like super savory and salty, and so I'm trying to channel that. YouTuber energy
like that. I should try that because I feel like my adjectives when it comes to food are like, like tasty, yummy, not as good, you know.
Super subjective though, right?
Yeah.
Like I hate pickles. Some people love pickles. I hate pickles. I hate mustard and I hate mayo. And I also hate sweet tea, which is a
mustard, mayo. Fine. Oh, you hate sweet tea? You live in Georgia. Are you from Georgia?
I am.
Oh, has that been like an issue growing up hating sweet tea?
A little bit, yeah. But my family's from Ohio, so I don't get judgment from my family.
Right.
Just everybody else in my life.
Sweet tea is like, it's pretty sweet, you know? I don't know.
Not even the sweetness, it's the tea part for me.
Oh, the tea part.
I don't know. It's not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I respect that. But anyway, I guess we'll talk about some like e-com shit.
Yeah.
So one word that you said that made my ears perk up was profitability, which like I feel like I've been saying, like people are like, oh, the year of profitability, but really it's just like, it's the year of the market being terrible. And so people are like, oh shit, we need to focus on like margins and profitability. So I would love to hear from you, just like maybe either things that like Getita does specifically to help with profitability, or just like maybe trends or things that you've noticed that sellers, like specifically like e-commerce, Amazon sellers can do to improve their profitability.
Yeah. It's funny that you said this is the year of profitability. From my perspective, this is the year of branding. Consumers and sellers alike are becoming much more sophisticated in the e-com industry since the pandemic, because more and more we're depending on online shopping and at-home delivery. So consumers are much more savvy in recognizing. I didn't curse on this, right?
Oh yeah, I already did.
Awesome. I know. I was like, are we gonna bleep it out?
Go for it for you. Yeah.
So like, consumers are so much more savvy and better at identifying bullshit listings of where they're gonna get a garbage product, or it's just not at all what they thought that they were gonna receive. So because of that reliance on it, sellers have had to become more savvy and more sophisticated, as well as the requirements that are coming down from Amazon directly. So you can't just grab a random product off Alibaba and sell it on Amazon anymore. That's not going to fly. You're going to get bumped to the bottom very quickly. It's all about building a really strong brand that your consumers are going to want to buy from again and also recommend to their friends. As far as the profitability perspective and what Getita is doing, our entire business is based off profitability, right? It's finding errors with your FBA inventory, filing those claims on your behalf so you can use that to reinvest back into your Amazon business, whether that be further product development, PPC, even just more inventory, right?
Yeah.
Like not necessarily improving, but just greater volume. And one of the things sellers can do to increase that profitability is by decreasing those operational costs, those overhead costs.
Yeah.
Do you need an office? Maybe not. Like cut out some of those unnecessaries. And also, when you're talking about the packaging of your product, you don't need to have that shelf appeal. You don't need to have all of that extra packaging. I mean, think about like action figures, Barbie dolls. Barbie's so hot right now. Think about a Barbie doll, right? How much of that box is just box and not the actual Barbie? But you need to take up that shelf space and have that visual appeal so that the kid that you're riding with is losing their mind until you buy this Barbie.
Yeah.
With Amazon, you need to have attractive packaging so that your product looks legitimate and also your product photography looks great. But it's more important that your product is protected from damage and you're taking up as little space as possible in FBA inventory so that you can minimize those fees.
Yeah.
So that would be my recommendation, is just really working on getting that packaging as close to the true product as possible. And also just working with your suppliers and saying, hey, what kind of new terms can we come up with?
Yeah.
What are maybe some secondary materials that we can make this product out of that are more cost effective but are not going to compromise the quality of the product?
Yeah.
That is key. And I know for a number of years we couldn't visit our suppliers in China Orders are back open, folks. You don't have to quarantine anymore. Visit your suppliers, especially if you're sourcing from China. It's really important to build those strong in-person relationships. Everything in China is based off relationships. So call them, go see them, wish them a happy Golden Week. Like, invest into the people who are making you successful. So that felt like the longest answer.
No, it was great. Everything was cool. I love that, especially like the focus on the importance of building the relationship with your manufacturers and suppliers, because it's like there's so much like research you can do in the different vendors, but at the end of the day, like a lot of it is just like building that relationship and building that rapport and kind of like getting that relationship to move the product for you almost. Love what you said about the branding component. Are there, it's like Amazon is like constantly changing, so many things coming out all the time. Are there newer things that like Amazon sellers should be taking advantage of on Amazon in terms of those branding components, or like things that you've seen companies do really well that maybe like isn't as obvious to like your typical Amazon seller?
Yeah, I mean, Amazon brand registry is the first place to start, right? You're going to unlock a lot of doors for your business.
Yeah.
And then they have multiple incentive programs. One is escaping me now, but the other is just the brand referral bonus program. If you're driving external traffic to that brand, they're going to give you money back. I mean, there's so many things that you can do and programs that exist with Amazon.
Yeah.
It's just taking the time and doing the research.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't like to say be on all of the socials. I don't think that's the right fit for every business. Be where your consumers are. If you are marketing to millennials, if you're marketing to Gen Z, you need to be on TikTok. If you are marketing an appliance to help senior citizens get around, TikTok might not necessarily be your place. Yes, it's good so that you have that credibility, but don't spend a ton of time there. So it's creating that brand presence and credibility too that is going to make the difference, as well as like invest in your photography, folks. Invest in your photography on your listing, please, for the love of everything.
Do you think, because now I see, you know, everyone's like AI, you know, it's eating the world. So like, do you think have you seen like an output of some AI tools as like good enough to replace like real photography? I mean, probably dependent on the product, but
it depends on the product. I will say there is a tool that I do really like that, you know, it's a service provider in the space, econtent.ai. Shout out to Max Sinclair. But I'm always a fan of the real thing, especially if you need to be interacting with real people. I think there's a difference between taking a hot sauce bottle, something that you can just have a singular view or even a 360 and put it in various scenarios, as opposed to people interacting with it. I still think that there's a huge need for that level of investment. And sometimes you can get that through an iPhone, or, you know, I'm team Android. Androids are just as good.
Me too.
Thank you.
My God.
No difference.
Everyone's always like, oh, like you're green or you're blue, whatever the bubble. And you know, they're like, oh, I hate when it's that color. I'm like, you can get over it.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Some of it you can get away with on a phone if you have good lighting, but other stuff you've got to have a studio to do it in. Like, it's just investing in your business at the end of the day.
So fun. Cool. Well, I'm gonna move us along to the next one. So this one is the habanero. Like, it's pretty good. It definitely like has more of a kick. This one I think is my favorite of all the flavors.
Habanero usually packs a really serious
this one's like it's like good.
And
I don't think you'll have
carrot in it, which is interesting. I'm sure that's definitely fifth color, but I'm curious if it like
solely how I get my
If that's solely how you eat carrots,
no,
through.
That'd be funny though. It's like I only eat carrots in like hot sauce yellow bird format.
That is.
I like to get my veggies in.
Hey, you gotta sneak them in where you can, man. It's impossible to eat all the veggies you're supposed to in a day without tricking your body a little bit.
All right, let me. Had more of a kick.
That's fantastic. A little more of a kick. It's much brighter. It's also warmer. It has like, I know this sounds
it's so good on it. I'm like, what? I'm like, yum.
This has like a much richer, like, I don't know.
Zesty.
Yeah, like envelops a little bit more. I love this. This is fantastic. I might be smuggling some hot sauce home.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, yeah. You should smuggle some. Not the whole thing though, because I'll have to go buy another one.
Oh no, I mean like I'm gonna go to the
Yellowbird wants to send us one.
But Yellowbird.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna go to the Heb. I know it's the HEB.
Oh, the Heb.
Howdy buds.
What kind of counter you are. No, all good. Okay, man, I was gonna ask you something about.
Oh, is this supposed to be like a don't drink the water challenge?
No, you can do so I avoid it. It's like I only do it if the guest does. It's really I'm happy to take it.
I just am trying to stay hydrated between like flights and like it's so much hotter here than it is at
also
home.
Very humid here.
Just trying to stay hydrated.
No, yeah, because the hydration, the spiciness, like oh my gosh.
Drink your water.
Cool. So I love everything you said about kind of like the branding and just like what sellers need to be thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other sort of things you've seen that like Amazon has been rolling out? I feel like there's always like more fees and things like that. Are there things that it's like sellers should be aware of, like maybe even things that are on the horizon, but like changes that are happening that sellers should be aware of that they might not be yet? Or
I actually just had lunch with another partner before this, funny enough, and Amazon announced something at Accelerate, which just happened a couple of weeks ago, about their logistics. So now Amazon has rolled out a program where they're going to have the capability to ship sellers' inventory from China to the port, handle that last mile logistics and go into 3PL, and then they'll do the FBA. I mean, so they're kind of handling it end to end. I don't know if that's going to be necessarily good or bad at the end of the day. You know, we'll have to see how it rolls out and what the pricing looks like for sellers and if it's beneficial to go through Amazon versus their third-party providers. I think that there's benefits to both. You just have to look at what's going to be best for your business. That's kind of the newest thing. I mean, of course, a lot of announcements at Accelerate. They announced the Amazon Emerald program, which had kind of rolled out slightly before that, but it's kind of the big splash. You know, that was one of the big things. So Amazon Emerald is a program where 10 service providers in the industry were invited to participate, where there's a direct API integration between the service provider's tool and Seller Central. So now there's a list of those if you use the services, and you get your push notifications from that tool into Amazon. So it's a more direct integration. Again, furthering that credibility with Amazon and kind of their stamp of approval beyond just being a software or service provider.
Yeah.
So that's really huge too. So sellers know, because there's so many tools and services out there. I get this question from sellers a lot of like, how do I know who I can trust in the industry? And if you're on the App Store, it's usually pretty good. Definitely if they're part of the Emerald program, seal of approval, if they're a service provider or certified software provider. This is just kind of another list of folks that Amazon says.
And
Getita is part of the Amazon Emerald.
And now, recently you guys, and it's like a very small group of people that get
just
into
10
the program.
Yeah, just 10. I'm sure that they'll open it up further, but for the introductory round, it was just 10 providers.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah, super proud to be part of that.
Amazing. And also, amongst other things that Getita's been going through, you guys went through a recent rebrand.
We did.
I'd love to hear more about that.
Yes, we rebranded. So if anybody noticed on the shirt, we're no longer the ombre, blue to purple G with the arrow back. We now have our new arrow, which is kind of 2. So it's helping to move your business forward by getting you money back.
Oh.
Kind of a double thing there. And then our new slogan is, it's more than money back, it's the way forward. So I should have presented those in the opposite, but regardless, I think it translates well. Yeah, and a lot of people have asked us too, why would you rebrand? There's so much brand equity in Getita as it is. Everybody knows your logo, everybody knows your name. That's why we didn't change the name. Of course, we have to keep Getita, but I do think that as the industry evolves and, competition breeds innovation and change, and there's so many things happening in this industry that we just needed a little bit of a facelift to better communicate the sophistication of our tool. Yeah. And that's really what this rebrand has done. So go check out our new website. It's still Getita.com. But the new look is, like, in my opinion, chef's kiss. I absolutely love it.
Great.
Thank you.
That's fantastic.
I take zero credit. I just am pushing it out to everybody. I'm just a pusher.
Yeah.
I didn't design it at all.
Did you guys like with an internal rebrand, or did you have like an agent? I'm just curious. Now as a marketer, I'm like, how did you do it?
No, for sure. Yeah, we had an external marketing team helping us out a lot. You know, you have to, even as a service provider, but also as a seller, you need to know what your strengths are and hire folks where you have your weaknesses.
100%.
And not every marketer is good at branding, right? Yeah. And so we knew that to make this rebrand successful, we had to bring in folks where that's all they do. Like all we do is auditing and reimbursements. All they do is branding. I need you to guide me to tell me where the best place is to go. So
what a great metaphor you got going there. Where did the name Getita come from?
So Getita it's a half acronym, as I like to call it.
Okay, a half acronym,
Half acronym,
as they say.
Yes, I've never used that. Acronym. It is a half acronym for Get Intelligent Data Analytics, which was our original. If you find really old Getita branding, you'll see that the slogan beneath it was Intelligent Data Analytics.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing is we're analyzing the data that's coming through your FBA account, and obviously using not AI, but using different softwares and things to make the sophisticated product. And then we move to maximum refunds data driven, still focusing on the data portion. So the name remains the same in that it's Getita, but with a new slogan, new face. And been around for 8 years now, and
wow,
great.
8 years.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, I think we were born in 2020, so
a lot of
pandemic baby.
Pandemic baby.
We're like, you know what? E-commerce is a good But that's funny because I always kind of thought like Getita. I don't know. I never really thought that hard about it, but I was like, it's like get idea kind of. It's like get the idea to get reimbursed on. You feel free to let the founders know.
I'll tell Yoni that too. Yeah.
All right. The next one. Okay, it's called Ghost Pepper, but it's not like Ghost Pepper level.
Bring it on.
Here you go.
I'm excited
because like Ghost
also
Pepper.
Carrot. Interesting.
Carrot. Yeah. So that's
and raisins.
The carrots are. I just consume it.
There's raisins and dates in here.
Oh wow! I'm like eating a salad. Who knew?
Pretty much.
Wonderful. So obviously your bread and butter is. Maybe I'll give you a second to like. I feel like we should have a second channel that is just like the ASMR of eating. It's just like silence. Where I'm like, okay, let's like have a minute, and it's like. It's
some people love that.
I really don't know who the people are who are like listening to ASMR,
Some people do.
I'm not. It's okay if you are.
Yeah, I do. Not the chewing ones. Those kind of freak me out. Like people who do mukbangs and stuff. That's not my level of content.
That's how you say it. I want to do mukbang. I've always heard about mukbang.
I could also be wrong.
All right, so for the viewers who don't know, that's just when you're like. It's just literally people eating. It's usually like an absurd amount of food.
It's a binge. Yeah.
I feel like it's always this like thin women just like eating a ton of food, like hamburgers.
Like 300 Taco Bell tacos.
Yeah. Oh.
It's just
wow.
bonkers.
Wait, so what kind of ASMR do you like?
Super weird thing to talk about. I feel like the ASMR community, like even though there's millions of us that are fans of it, it still is like a weird thing to like admit that you listen to. It's really just for background.
Right here, right now.
I know, right?
You can always cut it out if you're not.
No, it's generally just like so that I have some sort of background music going on in my house. I live alone, I have pets, and I just need my ADHD just needs something to actively tune out.
Yeah.
So it's generally just like conversational ASMR, just like soft-spoken, like chiropractic appointment, like that kind of type of stuff.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like it'd be good to like fall asleep too.
It is. It's super, again, because it's like quiet, but it's not for everybody. My best friend thinks I'm crazy. But
no, I love that. That's great. Be unique. Also, I feel like that sounds like, kind of like if you're, I don't know, like if you ever went to like church or a synagogue or something growing up and you're just like sitting there as like a little kid waiting for it to start and it's just like the noise of like
It's more of an
and it's like
ambiance
kind
thing.
of echoey.
Yes.
But it's just like the like adult voices just kind of like that's great to fall asleep.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like Sound Machine, but it's just like different scenarios.
Yeah.
So you can like
Instead of the like
waves.
whales. It's whales. Which makes sense because you're like, why would I listen to like whales necessarily?
Yeah.
Listen, okay, well I'm gonna go down this. But anyways, bringing us back. So I mean I'd love to talk a little bit more about like Gatita and just kind of some of the things you guys or like maybe like just for our audience, or at least the Amazon sellers of our audience, like things that they can just like do now or should be aware of that maybe they just like wouldn't like usually be in terms of like where they can get more money back or anything like that.
Yeah. So where I really want to start is with the common misconceptions around auditing and reimbursements, which first of all, for anybody keeping score, this is not as hot as the habanero, even though it's ghost pepper. Do not be afraid of ghost pepper.
Switch them.
Oh yeah.
Switch the
we'll
order
switch
of
them
that.
for the next one. Yeah, you didn't
Definitely.
even
But even with the colors, it like seems like it. I think it's beautiful. The heat lingers longer on this one, I will say, but it's nowhere near as acidic. If you know ghost pepper, it's very of that flavor profile.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. I would put this on like a omelet or something. Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the most common misconceptions that I hear about auditing and reimbursements when I'm speaking to sellers at shows or on different live events is, well, Amazon already emails me when I have a reimbursement.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. For the ones that they catch. It doesn't behoove Amazon to chase their tail all day long and say, okay, Emma sent in a shipment of 1,000. I counted 900 in this box. I should double count it and then see if maybe somebody threw a box of 100 somewhere else in the office. Nothing would ever get shipped out.
Yeah.
Literally, operations would cease if they continued to do that.
Yeah.
So yes, Amazon makes good on their promise of the reimbursements program when they find something that is flagrantly obvious to them. They're in no way being nefarious and deliberately hiding your product or stealing it. Things happen. You've got to imagine the amount of stuff I order off of Amazon. I can imagine what everybody else is ordering every day and how much is filling through those fulfillment centers. So what Amazon is reaching out to you and saying we've reimbursed you for is a fraction of a percent of what you were actually due back. So anywhere between 1 to 3% of a seller's annual revenue is impacted by a discrepancy. So that number, whether it be 100 discrepancies a month, 200, whatever, is going to vary depending on the size of your business and how much you have flowing through there. Another common misconception is services like Gatita, we start with an 18-month look back so that we can grab the most possible reimbursements because that's the longest reimbursement timeline that exists with Amazon. Some are shorter, some are only 9 months, 6 months, 3 months, but 18 is the longest and it applies to most. What I hear from sellers is, oh, so I'll just wait until I have 18 months of selling history, or I haven't been selling long enough to file for reimbursements. If you started selling today, you can start auditing your inventory for reimbursements because you want to do the most you can up front to make your business as profitable as possible and not miss out on those claims. So for weights and dimensions, for example, I love to give the example of a purse. So you order a purse on Amazon, not like a clutch, but like a long strap purse. And it comes to you with that little plastic wrap around the strap, usually like a poly bag or something. You pop it out, you're going to wear it to a wedding and you're like, this doesn't like super match my dress like I wanted it to. I'm going to send it back. When you send it back, it goes back through that cubic scanner with that strap extended. Amazon now has new dimensions for that ASIN and they change that on your listing. And if you are not paying attention, weights and dimensions issues can only be reconciled 3 months after the fact. And those are fees that can rack up very, very quickly. So it's situations as simple as that where I recommend sellers be auditing their account often. I always say once a week to once every 2 weeks, no less frequently than that. And filing those claims as quickly as possible because claim windows do expire each day. Some claims are shorter timelines than others. Some are going to require documentation. There's tools out there to help you with your POD and your POP document management so that you're not shuffling around and trying to find everything. So those are kind of the biggest things. Is you don't need to have an extensive selling history to begin filing for reimbursements, nor do you have to have an extensive selling history to start auditing for those discrepancies. And what Amazon is notifying you of on their own is a fraction of what you're actually due back. Those are kind of my main things that I want sellers to know.
Yeah, that's so interesting too, like the purse example. I'm like, oh God, like I'm sure that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Yeah, and it just flies under the radar if you're not paying close attention to say, wait a second, this purse is, 12 by 12, I don't know, and now it's 12 by 36, hang on a second, like that's a super long purse strap, but you know what I'm saying, like unless you're paying close attention, you're gonna get overcharged and miss that line item.
I think it's time.
Is it time? The time has come.
For the bomb, which is, as you know,
yes,
is on the Hot Ones.
Yes, the bomb
episode
beyond insanity.
Here you go.
Here you go, she says. She's like, I'm gonna let you choose your own
destiny, like a decent amount just to like get a reaction out of my face. Otherwise, it's not as interesting. But do whatever you feel comfortable with.
That smell is familiar. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah? Well, I can't wait to hear about the flavor profile.
How much?
Whoa, that's a lot.
That's a lot? Oh, you said you do like a good, okay. Well,
here we are, friends. Okay, like I usually do like, I'm gonna like take a...
Wait, I'm gonna go for it.
I'll do a bunch too. I mean, I usually do like around this much or so.
Okay.
But like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go for it. I'm all in.
Because we were talking and I guess you said like this has become a recent thing for you.
Yes, it has.
It's like before you couldn't
handle anything. Like a jalapeno would like send me over the edge.
How did you like discover like?
I don't know. My taste and smell came back and I was like, this would be good with Tabasco on it. Thoughts I never had before.
Amazing.
And now everything of my favorite is just spicy as all got out. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Like I said, this is my chance to live out my Hot One dream.
Cheers.
So I'm not playing. Cheers. Cheers, friends.
Right away. I'm gonna be so much more worse off than you. Oh, you're gonna handle like a champ. It went straight to my mouth.
I'm trying to not inhale through my mouth because it will kick back.
My eyes are already full of tears.
You don't look it though.
Oh, thanks. The glasses are obscuring it.
This is significantly warmer than the rest of them.
Girl. It literally surpassed my whole mouth and just went straight.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ha.
This is the spiciest thing I've ever eaten.
Ha.
Oh, I'm sweating. I see. I brought my 20 for a reason.
I literally am.
It's so hot in here. Immediately. This isn't a joke. Oh. I don't want to like drink the milk, but I need it so bad. This is crazy.
I'm not gonna drink the milk until you drink.
It's the tonsils. It's just like.
What is the flavor profile?
Hot. It doesn't taste that great. It really doesn't. It tastes a little like burnt. A little bit like a tire.
Burns.
That makes me really
Oh my god.
Oh,
Where do you feel? You feel it go down your esophagus? So
it's like behind my tonsils.
Yeah, it's like right here.
Like in my gums, like right at my teeth. How long does this last?
It's only a few minutes.
Breathing out is worse than breathing in. The milk helps.
Girl.
The milk helps. I know.
I'll only milk if you milk, but I ain't gonna do it unless you do.
Have you milked
some
before?
water. I always wait for the guests to milk, but I've milked before.
This kind of makes me want to throw up. Oh god.
There's no shame in the milk.
You could be our first thrower upper.
Oh my god, we haven't had anyone throw up on this yet.
I do not want that to be my legacy. I'd rather have messed up scrunchy hair than the puker.
So my favorite thing is to just talk about like dry subjects. Well, our eyes are not dry.
Like going to the DMV.
Like the supply chain. I don't know. Anything you want to talk about with the supply chain that's useful for people to know?
Yeah, so I worked in supply chain before I got to Getita. Holy shit.
You're doing so good. You haven't even like formed a full tear on it.
I'm about to.
You're about to, but not yet.
It's breathing out that hurts so bad.
Oh yeah, and just maybe through the nose then.
Interesting things about supply chain. So I think it's during Golden Week.
Golden Week. When is Golden Week?
I want to say October, but I could be wrong. It's been so long. I've been out of the game. I've been
What is Golden Week?
Or maybe it's Chinese New
Maybe
Year.
I should know,
There's
but I don't know what
There's
that
two
is.
major holidays in China where factories just completely shut down operations.
Oh, okay.
And maybe I'm actually thinking of Chinese New Year, and I want to say that happens in October. Please don't come for me if I'm wrong. Eat this and then start talking. So, I want to say it's during Chinese New Year. Golden Week happens like a couple of weeks before Chinese New Year. During Chinese New Year, it is the most important holiday in Chinese culture.
Yeah.
People travel from all over the world to go back to their hometown in China. And factories are closed for 3 and 4 weeks at a time. And while folks are traveling back to their home city or, village, country, whatever you want to call it, that's all in China, it's all the same country, but regardless, their hometown, they are looking for jobs that are closer to home because a lot of folks in China are commuting insane distances so that they can get a job at a good factory to support their family. So coming back from Chinese New Year, a lot of factories are super, super understaffed. And then the new staff that they do have hired in take a really long time to get brought up to speed on your quality reports, on working these different machinery, on, SLEs and things like that. So sellers really need to, one, be patient with their supplier and say, hey, when are you closing for these holidays? How much order notice are you going to need from me to fulfill my holiday inventory? Because especially during the pandemic, when we had all of the ships that were hanging out off the coast, couldn't get anything offloaded, or the factories were shut down, or there was, any myriad of things that was going on, you had to really be specific about your order time, what was working, what was on the water, and what was, in warehouse.
Yeah.
And if you're communicating with your supplier and saying, when are you going to close? How long are you going to be closed? How much notice are you going to need from me? Those are super important conversations to have every year, especially because those holidays hit right before the holiday season for us.
Yeah.
When it's prime production time.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the things that I want people to be aware of and cognizant of is, yes, your factory is back open, but they have half of the staff and about a quarter of them are untrained or lesser trained than they were before. Because folks look for these new jobs in their hometowns and they just don't come back.
Yeah.
No warning.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things.
You did a great job telling us that.
Thank you.
Dying a little bit.
Again,
I think you're through.
I'm through. Now it's just like warm. Now I'm okay. I can live here.
I
can live here. This is okay.
Yeah. You did great. I think easily you ate the most more than anyone has eaten.
Like to set the bar.
And you
high.
The bar is really high.
How many episodes of this have you done?
7. Yeah, 7 or 7.
Good lord.
Yeah. I feel like I'm maybe getting. My goal is to be like the guy on Hot, like the host on Hot One.
Doesn't
and just
flinch.
But I still cry every time. I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to do that.
He's been doing that for years.
Yeah,
Hot Ones has been a slow burn.
Off his I'm sure I'm gonna have it's slowly building up heartburn.
just
go well and for
the next stomach whining.
Yeah, it's gonna be real good. But anyway, this was super fun.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything for the camera or how people reach you or anything like that?
Yes, thank you. So y'all can reach out to me directly. Email me at lisa@gatita.com. You can check out our new website, gatita.com. We're Gatita on all the socials, or Gatita365 on Instagram and TikTok maybe. I also co-host both of Gatita's podcasts, Prime Talk with our co-founder and CGO, Yoni Mazur, and Sellernomics with our chief evangelist, Rob Stanley, also known as the Money Man. So,
the Money Man.
So
cool.
If you guys, if you guys enjoy hearing me talk, I guess, or want to see some other awesome interviews, we've had the 8 Fig team on both shows. You can check out those episodes, and that we had Sam on. We also had Tanner. Bless him. Such a sweetie.
Tanner.
I've had Tanner on. Just in incredible conversations. Remotely, though, this is so much more fun to do with Hot Sauce in person. This is great.
It's really fun. And now you're We should make like stickers or something whenever someone goes on this show.
Like I survived Chilada.
That's
chat.
I survived.
Yeah.
Or like a little like a patch. I want to bring those back, you know?
Or like you can
Pins,
wear in like
denim.
pins.
Oh, pins are cool.
Pins are just easier. Like because I feel like
I know,
because
because I'm like, you patch them like, oh, you get like an iron out.
I like the idea of a patch. No, but like a pin.
But no one will do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, give like different like superlatives for like I didn't drink milk.
Yeah.
I didn't throw up. Like, yeah.
I provide. Yeah, no, you did really good.
Thank you.
All right. On that note, thanks guys for joining us for another episode, and see you soon.
Bye bye.